So, going on a cruise soon?
We are going to share 10 tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your cruise stateroom.
Don't miss it. Hi friends! It's no secret. Cruise staterooms are tiny.
They suck sometimes.
No matter how you cut it, you're living in a metal box floating on the ocean.
Sure, there are some grand villas, but if you're watching this video, you're probably not going to be in one of those.
Yeah, probably not.
And that's okay, because...
Neither are we!
Yeah! But we have cruised in 4 different staterooms now, and we have gathered some tips and tricks to help make the most out of your normal 250 square foot room that you'll be sleeping in from 3 to 14 nights.
This is at least going to make the experience a little less painful, a little less annoying, a little less, I don't know, what happens in staterooms?
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, claustrophobic.
But before we get started, put in the comments below any stateroom tips and tricks that you have, and make sure you're subscribed because we put out all kinds of vacationing content, and we even have more cruise vlogs coming on later this year.
For sure.
All right, let's go.
Number one. This one might seem obvious to some, but I know that we have very nearly forgotten this in the past, and that is a USB splitter. Those staterooms really lack outlets. I'm just gonna say it.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Especially the older ships.
And they're never in convenient places. You're like trying to plug your phone into the outlet in the bathroom when you need it as an alarm, and you sleep like on the other side of the room. So just trust us on this one. Get a USB splitter. 3, 4, 5 extra USB outlets. You can plug it into one outlet, run those cords to wherever you need them to be in the room.
You know you're gonna have multiple cell phones, multiple cameras, all of the equipment for all of those things, your noise machine. You're gonna have it all, and they're all gonna run on USB. So just bring it along and make sure it's a USB splitter. Do not bring a power strip. Those are not allowed on a cruise.
Yep, no extension cords, no power strips, unless you have a medical need for something like that. Otherwise, yeah, just check out the USB splitter, and for reference, a lot of the things that we're going to recommend in terms of items, we do have available through our Amazon affiliate links in the description below. So check those out. Just know that we do make a small commission when you make a purchase from those links, and we thank you for that. Number 2.
This is something we started to do when we cruised for the first time with our baby. And that was, we brought these small LED tea candles with us. The staterooms, especially if you're in an indoor one, but even in the middle of the night with the curtains pulled, get really, really, really dark. It's a big metal box in the middle of the ocean. So those LED candles were really, really helpful for us to get around. If someone's on a different sleep schedule, you get up before them, it's still dark in the room, your baby's sleeping. Or one that I found is I would just stick it inside the bathroom so you didn't have to turn on the entire bathroom light in the middle of the night and blind the entire inside of the stateroom. That was super helpful because there's also a little lip step up into those bathrooms.
Those toe stubbing lips.
And like the number of times on the first few cruises that I hit that and almost went down. So just bring little tea lights. They're super helpful.
Don't get it twisted. Don't bring tea candles.
No. No candles.
Battery operated LED tea candle lights are pretty much the same cost. Get you a pack of those. It will save the night.
Number 3.
So simple, but it works so well. If you bring an extra towel, even if you don't, take an extra towel. On rough sea days or rough sea nights, throw that thing over the hangers in your closet because they will slide, they will rattle, they will bang across the walls on the closet, and they will keep you awake. You can dampen that just by taking a towel and putting it right over those hangers.
You don't need to bring a towel. You have plenty of towels in your stateroom. Just put it over that because we've been on 4 cruises now, and 3 of them we've had rough seas, and they're
it's like listening to the worst drum solo you've ever heard.
So that helped so much, especially on this last cruise on the way back.
Yeah.
Number 4. Look for little hidden storage spaces. As we mentioned, these rooms are small. Like really small.
Yeah.
And if you're unpacking and putting things places, every little bit of space helps. So sometimes there might be an ottoman that if you lift the lid off, there's storage inside. Sometimes there might be a tiny cabinet under your little desk that you can hide things in. And all of those little places are really, really helpful just to kind of keep the room clean and organized. Just don't forget to check them when you're repacking and getting off the ship.
For sure. Cruise lines know the situation they're putting their guests in, and especially newer ships have come a long way in this department. There was storage everywhere on one of our more recent cruises.
Yeah.
Places you wouldn't expect. You open a door and there'd be a little cubby for whatever, phones,
Yeah.
water bottles. They really do put thought into it, but you got to look for some of those places when you get into the room.
Definitely. Number 5. Jake and I actually disagree on this one, but I'm including it in the list. And I think no matter the length of your cruise, you should unpack. This goes with that lack of room, that if you have your suitcase and you need to pull it in and out all the time, that is just taking up more space. If you take 10 minutes right when you get to your room and unpack everything, I think that really helps keep the room organized and a little bit easier to navigate through.
It's a great way to know your room better, too. If you take the time to open every cabinet and drawer and lift up every cushion and look for those hidden storage areas, you'll probably find them. You won't do that if you don't unpack, so take the time.
And I know this firsthand because when we cruised on the Norwegian Joy, which if you want to watch those videos, we'll link them down below, I didn't unpack for the first time pretty much ever vacationing, and I regretted it from like the moment I made that decision. We had 3 suitcases in that room. We had a playpen. It was a disaster. So I learned my lesson, and I will always be unpacking from now on.
Number 6. This one takes up almost no room in your luggage, is super lightweight, and can save the day. Simply put, can liners. Grocery bags, little plastic bags like that you can bring from home, stuff somewhere in the remaining couple square inches of your luggage and bring with you, can have such a huge impact. Because we found on our recent Norwegian cruise, when we sailed on the Joy, that there were no can liners. The trash cans themselves were just the metal trash cans, and depending on what you threw in there, it stained, it got a little messy. To make life a little bit easier for the stateroom attendant, but also a little more sanitary for us, we preferred to bring can liners. Luckily, we had brought some grocery bags that we could use for that purpose, but there's so many other uses. If you're coming from the beach and you want to put a swimsuit away without stuffing it in your backpack and getting everything soaked, put it in a bag. If you're trying to pack up your dirty clothes and separate them from your clean clothes, stuff them in a bag.
When we came home from Alaska, we brought water from the glacier in a water bottle, and I didn't want glacier water to potentially explode all over my clothes because I couldn't bring it on a carry-on. So I put it in a bottle, put it in a grocery bag. Number 7. Another little silly thing, but almost all cruises, you're gonna have a queen size bed, but it's actually 2 separate beds. So depending on who you're traveling with, you can ask your stateroom attendant, or before you get on the cruise, you can even ask your travel agent to make a note in your reservation to have those beds pushed together or separated depending on your needs.
And don't worry if you get to your room and what you requested hasn't been done yet. Most of the time your stateroom attendant will see you within minutes of you entering your room somehow.
It's crazy.
They seem to know. And you can just ask them to separate the beds, put them together however you need them to be, and they'll take care of it for you in no time.
Yeah, it's really not a big deal if they're not the way you need them. It's an easy, quick fix. Number 8.
Do you have important documents in your room? Cash laying on the counter? Things you don't want flying out into the hallway? Well, listen here. Do not, if you have a balcony room, do not open that balcony door at the same time that your main cabin door is open, because you'll lose all of it. It'll all go whoosh. It makes a wind tunnel something fierce, like the kind of thing they test aerodynamics in. When you open the balcony door and your cabin door at the same time, do one, close it, then the other, like a separation door.
And keep in mind that you're not gonna wanna keep that balcony door open if it's like super hot out, because it turns your air conditioning off in your room. So you're gonna be bringing in hot air and the air con's gonna be off. So just close that balcony door behind you pretty much no matter what. Number 9. Something that we find really helpful is to, as soon as you get to your room or on that first day, talk to your stateroom attendant. Number 1, they kind of know everything about the ship, so they can give you some little tips and insights. But number 2, it's good to sort of line up your schedule. They do work pretty much all day, but they like to take a lunch. I think they have to take a lunch. It's not that they like to.
Yeah, they're people. They have to eat.
And they have a lot of rooms to attend to. So if you can give them some idea of when you think you'll be in and out of the rooms, what time your dinner is, because they have a list of when your dinner is, but if you've changed your dinner time or if you're dining at a different time that night, and especially restaurant, they may not be able to get to your room that day at the time that they plan to. So it just, by you talking to them, you're helping them help you. Number 10.
Last but not least, is a matter of security that you'll want to keep in mind when you're on your next cruise. Those stateroom doors. Let's talk about those stateroom doors. They're sturdy, they're heavy, they're meant to be. And because of that, and some of the other conditions of cruising, right, a rocking ship, pressure changes between the outside and the inside, they don't always latch all the way. Just something to keep in mind when you leave your stateroom, give that door an extra tug. Or when you come back to your stateroom at night, if you open your balcony door, something like that, that can create a pressure difference between outside and inside your room that prevents your door from closing the whole way as it comes into the door jamb. So just give it a tug on the way in, throw a latch across it, make sure it's mechanically locked.
And we've had this on every ship, newer ships, older ships. It's just the way those doors are built. They're really big, so just give them a little extra tug, and that really makes sure they're secure.
A little oomph, a little.
And a bonus!
Of course.
Something that you may sleep with all the time, you may never sleep with, but you might consider sleeping with on a cruise is a sound machine or a sound machine app on your phone. Depending on where your room is, depending on the location, what's under you, above you, beside you, if you're near a lobby or an elevator bank, it can be really loud. Cruise ships aren't quiet places, so having a sound machine can help cut a lot of that noise and help you get nice sleep. It's important. You're gonna go adventuring or drinking or sitting by the pool all the next day. You need your sleep.
Or napping. Nap well at night so you can nap well during the day.
I like that.
So, this has been 10 tips, tricks, and hacks to help you get the most out of your stateroom on your next cruise.
Some of them may seem really obvious, but when you are getting ready for a cruise, the conditions of which you're sleeping in might be the last thing on your mind.
And we're still learning, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post more videos, because we are just going to keep bringing you our mistakes and what we learned from them so that you don't have to make the same mistakes yourself.
So thanks so much for watching, and until the next video, stay magical. You ready to sleep in a tiny little ass box?
Wait, is this? Oh, it is stateroom tips and tricks. Oh, yeah. How to make sleeping in a box suck less. In 10 simple steps. Tips and tricks that you won't want to miss to... Is he okay?
He's probably throwing books.
Oh.
Number 4. This one is silly, but look for little hidden...
alcoves? Cubbies?
Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's actually our glacier water.
Oh, yeah.
Behind you.
That came from a glacier.
That's from a glacier.
We're part of the problem. That's not why global warming is happening.
2, 3. Number 8.
Okay. We have 2 more videos to
I know.
Okay.
So thanks so much for watching. So
What happened? You said all the words at once.
Oh.